Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about the secret meta of Genshin. Now this isn't clickbait, I do believe this is the secret meta, and that secret meta is animation canceling. Now it is so important for tougher content like the Abyss. It can be used in so many different ways, but it's not something we talk about because it's something we kind of figure out on our own, or we just do without realizing. So I decided to break the silence and to talk about it today. Not only are we going to talk about the pros and cons and the different benefits of it, but then I'm going to teach you how to do it. Because what's the point of saying how amazing it is, but then not tell you how to do it? So the first benefit of animation canceling will be to do more damage in a smaller period of time. We see that a lot with dash canceling with Ayaka and Hu Tao. That's probably where you've heard about it the most. Now, Ayaka and Hu Tao are two massive, incredible main DPSs. They do a ton of damage, but it's all on field. The rotations are pretty much designed to optimize their damage. So you do your rotation, and now you have a small period of time where you can just absolutely destroy with either of these characters. But you have to make that time count. Both of them love their charged attacks, but their charged attacks have an animation that can take up a decent amount of time. It might not seem like a long time, but it does add up, especially when time is of the essence. So if you're able to cancel that animation, but also still do the damage of the charge attack, you are golden, and that is why dash canceling is so important on both of them. By dash canceling, you're able to cancel out that animation, which means you're able to do more normal attack and charge attacks in a smaller period of time, which means you're doing way more damage. Now, dash canceling also takes up a lot of stamina. Now, stamina is very important. You need stamina to charge attack. You also need it to dash and to dodge out of the way. When you're in the Abyss and you're against tougher opponents, they hit so much harder. So if you run out of stamina, that is going to be really problematic because then you won't be able to dodge out of the way and you're going to get hit. So if you are going to be dash canceling with either of these characters, I highly suggest you keep track of your stamina. You do not want to be running out. That is also why Hu Tao C1 is so sought after, why people say that you really need it, is because her charged attacks do not consume stamina. She still will consume stamina with her dashes, but instead of having two things that are draining your stamina with your charge attack and your dash, only your dashes will be consuming the stamina and not the charge attacks with Hu Tao with her C1. So that is going to make it so much easier to use her. You're not going to have to worry about the stamina as much, and you're able to just have way more fun with her, but it's not a problem if you don't have her C1. Now, the second reason is kind of two parts. I think it is mobility. You want to be like a boxer light on your feet, always moving. If you're canceling these animations, you are constantly moving, you're constantly mobile, and it doesn't mean you're necessarily dodging, but you're way harder to hit. Also, just efficient. It's just smoothness with your rotations. I know with Jingqiu, I cancel his skill all the time, that skill animation. It just makes it so much smoother and so much faster to rotate in those rotations with him, and it's just so much easier. Staying mobile is key. A lot of these times when we do these animations, whether it's a skill, burst, charge attack, you are staying put, you're in one spot, and that makes you very easy to hit. There is something called iframing, where is that moment of time, a brief moment in that animation where you are immortal per se. You can get hit and not take damage, but that is not for the whole animation. A lot of the time, you are just stuck in one spot and you can easily get hit, and it's not your fault. And what are you going to do? So if you're able to cancel that animation and stay moving and stay out of the way, it's going to be much harder to hit you, which means you won't be losing health nearly as often. Last but not least, number 3, more time to funnel. Let's talk about Jingqiu and Barbara. Now, Jingqiu, when he uses his skill, it creates a lot of particles, a lot of energy, and you can use that to battery Barbara. So you use the skill, create those particles, and then switch to Barbara, and then she collects them, and then she can get her burst back faster. Now, when you don't cancel Jingqiu's skill, the time between the skill animation ending and switching to Barbara is a very tight window. It's very easy to mess up and to miss, but if you cancel his skill, then you have so much more time to then switch to Barbara. She gets the particles, and you're going to be able to get her burst back more consistently and easier. So when you are battering characters and you are funneling particles from one character to the next, canceling the animation can be super beneficial and just make it so much easier. So lastly, let's talk about how we actually animation cancel. Now keep in mind, not every character can do this, only certain characters. So with Ayaka, I do not have Hu Tao, so I cannot show you how to cancel her charge attack, but it's the same idea. So for Ayaka, to start off, make it easier on yourself. Do her charge attack, and when you see that first slash, that's when you dash. So you see the first slash, dash. And that cancels her animation. Now, over time, as you get better, you'll get a feel for it, and then sometimes you'll be dashing right before that first slash, and it'll just be all that much quicker. If you dash too soon, it will cancel the charge attack, so be careful of that. It's always better to dash too late than too soon. Now, like I said earlier, Xingqiu also does animation cancel with his skill. So what I usually do is I do his skill, and as he's jumping, kind of doing his flip at the top of that, I usually will just kind of spam the spacebar a little bit, and that will cancel it, like that. Same thing with Sucrose. Sucrose's skill, you can either jump, you can dash. Hers is way easier because you literally just hit E, hit the skill, you're able to just move. So as you can see here, you can jump, and again with Sucrose, you can always just dash. So this can be super effective to help with rotations, help them be smoother, but also to just stay mobile, to get out of the way, and to not be such an easy target. Also, like I said, with characters like Ayaka and Hu Tao, it helps so much with being able to do more damage over a smaller amount of time. But again, keep an eye on that stamina. You do not want to be running out, especially in places like the Abyss, because it will cost you. But that's it. I hope this helped. Again, animation canceling really is the secret meta. The only secret is that we just don't talk about it, but it is super beneficial, especially in places like the Abyss. And once you get a feel for it, it just becomes second nature. A lot of you probably do without even realizing it, but I hope this helped. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. But that is it, guys. Enjoy. Peace.